What is going on, everybody? Chat blowing up. What's up, Cody? Little Gabby, JMR, Angle, what's good? AJ, Brennan Smith. What up to some of the mods? What's up, Mike? Uplight. Let's do this thing, fam. A lot of our plans from last week's streams played out very well. So that is good to see. We'll talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum and then kind of go through the list of alts that we were talking about last week, maybe that we developed plans for, so that we can review those plans, see how things went down, and what we are looking for going forward. Forrest Gaines, what's up, brother? I see you flexing your ape in the chat. I love to see it. If anyone wants an ape, hit me up. Well, I would sell a couple of them. I'm not selling all my apes, but okay. Gave people a let's see. Is everything good? I think it cut out for a second, but if everything is all good, we'll get started. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix some of this stuff. All right. I think it's working. When ape giveaway, I did that one on Twitter. I promised 2 people I would give them an ape, so I need to give them those. I'm waiting to see which ones they want, and also might wait a little so I don't spend $200 in gas to send a $500 ape. So many people think a dip to 40K-ish is happening, so we're going back to 58 plus. All right, let us do a quick sentiment check. How are you guys feeling? Are we bullish? Are we bearish? Like for the week, you guys think we got a bullish week coming? You think we have a bearish week coming? How's the sentiment? All right, let's see. Bullish alts, bullish on ETH, bullish on alts, bearish, bullish on OMG. Bitcoin's going to chop, cut out again, it seems. Okay, well, I stopped talking for a second. Maybe that was it. Bearish, bullish, beara. I'm thinking bullish, but now I'm... Okay, so a bit mixed. We've got quite a few people who think bullish, quite a few bearish, quite a few bullish alts. All right. So now that we have that all the way, before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Bybit. Thanks to them, I can do these streams for you guys twice a week completely for free. If you would like to support the stream, you can use the Bybit link in the description. And with that out of the way, let's jump right into it. So let's start out with Bitcoin. Our main plan for last week was longing above here. I longed a couple times last week. So on this sweep into the weekly open, I got long, and I fell asleep after this 4-hour candle, thought it was super, super bullish. And then we had a dump, and I was like, okay, we cannot seem to break above this quarterly open resistance. We had really nice buyback here, but I wasn't quite convinced, and luckily I didn't enter another long there because we dumped below the weekly open and then spiked down again right into this 4-hour level, which was an area we were talking about buying before, and it was kind of like the last line of defense before we made a lower low. You can see these lows intact, and now this one here. So For the time being, I am expecting more upside. However, that doesn't mean we can't come back to 51. But you guys know, if you've been here for a while, we play level to level. All right, so we came into Monday's high from last week, and that's held as support, as well as the 4-hour demand that was in here. So that's where our buying stepped in on this wick. I wasn't entirely convinced just by the wick. It honestly reminded me of like this PA over here, where it's like we have a big dump, big wick, but then everyone gets long and all the early longers get wrecked, and then we bounce up again, everyone gets long, another low, bounce up a little bit, another low, and then trend up. So that was the scenario I was looking out for, and that I was prepared for. I thought maybe this comes down again, messes some people up, bounce, and then we get like, well, not quite that big, and then we get one last move into like this 51. It doesn't mean that can't happen anymore, but that's still something that's on my radar. Like, if this starts to roll back over, either we sweep this low and probably this one and then go up, or it's coming all the way down to 51. So the only possible long scenarios for me, if this starts to roll over, is a sweep of the low or a dip into 51K. All right, so zooming in a little bit though, we are right around the weekly open from last week. And you guys can see, I have it on this chart. It looks a little better. Oh yeah, this was our other plan from last week. I forgot about that. I left the drawing on there so we could talk about it. But it dipped into here nicely, got above here, above the monthly open, and hit our target at Monday's high. So that played out pretty nicely. Not quite like perfect retest of everything, but price action's never going to be quite perfect like that. And then right here, it gave a nice retest of the weekly open. That's actually what I was talking about, what I longed right here. And then thought I just caught the bottom for a massive run up to like 62K and went to sleep right there, only to find out we bled all the way back down. So that was a bummer. But that plan played out well as well. So a lot of good stuff from the last stream. Oops. Why won't that work? Okay. But this is that level that I'm kind of talking about quite a bit. This 56.4 to 56.6. We've got Monday's low from right here. That one's last week, right? Oh, this one was the week before. Okay. Monday's low from last week, the weekly open from last week, and just this SR level. So you can see that has been a super pivotal level, and I posted a chart on Twitter about that yesterday, about how we held here, held there, rejection here, held again, rejection, held here, and then resistance right here after the initial bounce, and then it bled down a bit. But now it's starting to look like we are kind of flipping it. I wouldn't be entering along right here just because, I mean, your invalidation would be pretty wide. Like, it would probably have to be there, and first target would be this, and that's like half an R. So I wouldn't long right here, but this is a good sign if we can hold this. Once again, I think swing longs, I don't want to enter a swing long unless we're above here, and I would happily swing long from 59 to 62, 63. So that's kind of the swing long that I would want to play if the opportunity presents yourself, and if you're not long already from lower. If you are long already, I would look to take profits around these two levels. For a day trade long, I think a flip of the monthly open would be a nice opportunity. If we get above this and then trade it up to there, I think that's a nice day trade opportunity. But as far as swing longs go, like I said, it's either a sweep of this low, dip into there, or this. Those are the swing long plans. So those are kind of the main ideas to get swing long. doesn't mean, like, we definitely could, it is possible we go down first. So maybe if we spike up here and then break back below this pivot, you could look for a short with a stop there into this low and then into here. So that's the short scenario that we are watching. But for now, it's still pretty early in the week. Where's our new? We're trading also more confluence. Let me just hide everything so it's clear. Monday's mid-range is right here at 56.7. And you can see, like everything else, there's just tons of confluence around that area. So if we can hold that, I like our chances. If this is just like a little fake out above this level, I think we're coming back down first. A lot of alts look clearer to me because I think it's very possible Bitcoin just consolidates either above that level, below it, or right around it. So alts look like some clearer plays, and I am long a few separate alts that we will talk about. But it's kind of always good to start with Bitcoin, get an idea for where we think the market's going, and then keep that in mind as we go into our altcoin analysis. Because even if this bearish scenario plays out, I think you have this whole section of time to trade alts. It would pretty much just be this nuke, I think, that would pull alts down with it. So that's what I have so far for Bitcoin. I hope that's all clear. Now is a good time in the chat to let me know if you have any questions about Bitcoin. If there aren't any, we'll move on to some alts, and give me a sec to read through some of the messages because I have not paid attention to the chat since I started the Bitcoin analysis. Level to level, like Trader SZ. Yep, he trades that way as well. What's up, Colombian Snow? What's up, Chris Bynum? What's up, Gucci Go So Hard? We love you, Kaz. I love you too, man. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, guys, there isn't really a point of doing chart requests right now or alt requests because I'm looking at Bitcoin, then I'm looking at Ethereum, and then I'm going all the way down this list of flagged coins that I have. After we do all those, if there's time, I might look at a couple other ones depending on how much time I have. But yeah, there's no need for all the altcoin requests quite yet. Thank you, Master Trader Cause, for the stream. Just woke up for your stream, and we're going to kill the charts with Cause. That's right, Leo. Let's make some money together, man. Are you leaning more towards Bitcoin moving up to range high again from here? Do you mean this green level, 59? I don't know. I think we're at the pivotal level right here. This is the pivotal section where either if we hold that, I think we at least go to 57.7. If we lose that, I think we pull back at least here first and then maybe bounce. But yeah, I don't have a play right this second for Bitcoin, but I do think it's at a pivotal area where we need to pay attention, because if it can hold this level, we can look for either shorts up here or a day trade long on the flip of the monthly open up to Monday's high. And where's my quarterly open again? Oh yeah, same as Monday's high. Weekly open's right there too. So am I gonna do a live trade? Only if something shows up. So all right, let's move on to Ethereum. This was our plan from last week. We were looking for a flip of this black level. It didn't give a super clean entry, but you could have entered around here when it was kind of chopping above, holding it every now and then. And then once this candle closed, you could have entered in a little late, because at that point you know it's not a fake out at all because of how strong that move was. and clearly this took off. So that was a solid plan, solid continuation plan from last week, and we rode that from 3,500 to about 4,000. And today, this morning, I entered another Ethereum long. So basically, this was a nice SR level. We consolidated here. I guess you could call it a range low. Took out the lows, took out the highs, and then we had that big nuke. Right after the nuke, this range low held as resistance right here. Little fake out there. But then after I saw this move right here, these three candles, just a nice move away from the level. Then I was like, okay, pull back into there. I'll look to buy it. Pretty wide stop on this, basically below this low. But if we did something like this, I would cut that trade early for a smaller loss. And then on the other hand, if we can break above 4,180, I might look to add onto this position. So that is the current Ethereum long that I'm in. And if you're not already long Ethereum, I think a break above this level is what you're looking for to get long. What time period are you looking at for those candles? Which ones, Chris? Sorry, I don't know when that question was sent or like what exactly it is about. Are there probabilities attached to how BTC behaves after things like support, rejection, resistance are demonstrated? I think you could try and find some probabilities about that, but it's like discretionary which levels you would count. I don't have specific data on how Bitcoin behaves right after a rejection or something like that, other than from my experience, my own experience, but I don't have data quite like that written out. Gas fees. Yeah, gas fees have been horrible. Let me see. Do I have anything on this chart? No. So that's pretty much it for Ethereum. I really wanted to see it come down into this level from a high time frame basis. And I think if it wicked down any further, that would have been an awesome long opportunity. Didn't quite get it though, but it did take out that low. And we've kind of been trending up ever since. I know I'm kind of catching this move a little late, but I felt I had a nice setup with a wide stop and a clear invalidation where I could cut the trade early if it starts going against me. So, and then if we break above this high, I would probably move my stop to around 4,033, 4,034, because if we're trading above here, move my stop to around here, right below that support level. And if we were trading above and then broke back below like this, I would just close the trade, take my 1R profit or whatever it would be at that point. Right now on the chart, oh, never mind, I found it, 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes. Okay. Moving on to Litecoin. So our plans from last week was basically a flip above this range high. The price action wasn't incredibly clean. Here it gave a really nice retest, but it gave a couple fake outs first. But then once it held above that range high, we got a nice pump. Target was 420, nearly hit that. But I won't really call this one a successful trade because it didn't really give a very clean entry trigger, but that's okay. Can't win them all, right? So I'm going to clean this chart up, mark up some fresh levels, and then we'll see what we're playing with. So we got Monday's range here. We're rejecting right at the mid-range, so that is something to keep an eye on. I think if we do bounce, the weekly open is a level to see if we get rejected, and you can see that's within this hourly supply, you could call it, but I don't need to draw that whole level. I think it just keeps things pretty messy. So right now, I don't really have much for Litecoin. You can see the recovery for this one has been a little slow, just a little grind up, whereas Ethereum, if we're just looking at in terms of Monday's range, it's already way above the mid-range, and Bitcoin is pretty much right at the mid-range. So Litecoin's kind of in the same boat, but it's a little choppy, and I would kind of say this general region is a nice SR level. You can see we reject here, 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 hold the support there, reject here, reject here. So if Litecoin can break above this general region, I would definitely have a long bias. And then also if we get above the weekly open, first target would be Monday's high, and then it's kind of price discovery mode after that. However, if Litecoin gets trending, I want to get on board. So a flip of Monday's high is a long. I'm going to type some of that stuff out so we can have some written plans to come back to. All right. Why is this italic? There we go. So I'm just going to put that up there. Above Monday's high, I would be pretty confident in Bitcoin going up. So, if Litecoin flips Monday's high, I'd be pretty confident in it trending for the rest of the week. So if that happens, I would want to get more involved. Let's see. Kazi sent American. How do you do most of your trading? I'm in Virginia, so I don't have the exchange most of our crypto friends have about. I do sound American. I grew up with an American dad and a German mother. However, I am a German citizen, so I have been able to KYC with my German passport on various exchanges. I would say you could use FTX US, or you could use I don't really recommend it, but I think you can use a VPN on multiple different exchanges if you would like. But yeah, there are a couple different options, but I think the best legal way would probably be like FTX US. I think they are solid. I haven't really heard of anyone getting in trouble in the US trading on Bybit. I don't know what the exact rules are. I don't think Americans are supposed to trade there, but to be honest, I haven't dug into it very much. I probably should know more of their terms and services though, since they do sponsor these videos. I'm just reading some more of the chat. Let's see. How important is the Monday's range? It is, it just depends how you use it. I'm able to use it pretty well in my trading. It works well for me in terms of bias, as well as having support levels, knowing where stop losses could be. So I think it works. Not everyone uses it. Not everyone has to, because people's styles are different, but what up, we back, baby. Loving the streams, cause same level as CBS Trader Z and Necklord Main. Yeah, honestly, when I first started trading like 3.5-4 years ago, there were not very many free streams where you could learn as much. I think Crypto Cred probably had the best free content. I know Don Alt had some free streams every now and then, but with things now, I think you could really get a strong understanding of trading and get consistent analysis watching me, CBS, SZ, and Main's live streams, and they're all free. So So a lot of good content out there. Using a VPN isn't illegal. It's just against terms of service. There we go. Angle knows what's up. From which city in Germany, if I may ask? Stuttgart. Not directly in Stuttgart, but southern Germany. And pay your taxes either way. That's the kicker. If you pay your taxes, you're going to be just fine. Need to go to bed. It's late in Germany. Good night. See ya, AJ. I don't know if you already spoke of this, but we'll talk about more alts shortly. Cause over the last dump, I gave a good amount of profit back to the market. I know you've mentioned this before, but could you go over what your door-taking strategy is? Oh, profit-taking strategy. It's just more like trade-specific. Like, for instance, with this Ethereum trade that I'm in, I also have a couple specific rules when it comes to taking profit. Like, if I see an hourly SFP of the high, I take profit. So if I see this sweep that high, I would probably close my position, or at least 50% of it. If we just look like we're starting to reject here, I will probably take off around 50%, add back on at the range low or something like that. So I guess the biggest thing with my profit taking is I try and preach taking profit at resistance and then adding back on when you flip it. So let's say I'm in 500K contracts, like 500K of Ethereum right here. And let's say we start to reject here. So I close 250K of my trade, half my trade at, let's say, 0.8 R. So let's say I make 0.4 R because I only closed half of it. We reject and we come back down to the range low. My setup is still valid as long as this level holds, right? So then I could add back on that 250K, and then I pretty much still have the same average entry, but I've already locked in 0.4 R of profit. And then let's say we keep going higher, we flip this level, profit taking becomes a little more, here, for the sake of the argument. Let's say we come up and we break through that initial level, but then we sweep this high. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to take off 50% there at 1.08 R. So you take off 50%, close 250,000 contracts, and your total profit now is 0.4 R from earlier, and then another 0.5 R from here. And let's say it just ranges now. And you feel a bit safer because you're not in the entire position, so you don't really need to worry about it. You've already locked in a good amount of profit. It just keeps ranging around, but once again, you're not worried because you don't have all your money left on the table. However, let's say once we get a nice breakthrough here and retest that level, you can add back on what you took off right here. You're adding it back on at roughly the same price, but you didn't have to sit through the chop. You didn't have to be worried. If it nuked, you were more protected. And so that's kind of where the whole take profit at resistance and then add back to your position when we flip the resistance. That's a more visual representation of kind of what I try to do with that, if that all makes sense. I hope that helps, though, the Spaniardo. As far as I've been informed, it is not illegal for you to trade on them. It is illegal for them to allow you to. Oh, man. This is getting complicated. I'm going to let Angle handle these questions. Lolat Necklord Main. He embraces it. He likes the nickname. Do you hold spot? And if so, do you have an exit strategy for that? I do hold spot. I've closed a little bit of spot Ethereum as Ethereum has hit this resistance. This 0.07 was kind of my main resistance level where I wanted to take some profit because that is a 100% gain from 0.35. And I will keep an eye on 0.08 to 0.09 to take a little bit more off the table. But I did convert some spot Ethereum back into spot Bitcoin at 0.07. And as far as Bitcoin goes, I have not really closed much spot because I think we are still pretty early in the Bitcoin market cycle. Okay, so how to manage risk with multiple trades if I'm using 1% risk and I'm 5% exposed to the market. Yeah, so I actually talk about that in my risk management video, but you just need to keep an eye on your total market exposure, not just your risk on every trade. Because like you said, if you're in 5 trades with 1% risk, you are exposed to 5%. So one bit of advice that you could do or could use is that if you are in, like, let's say you only want to have 3% of risk. If you're in 3 trades and you're able to move your stop up to break even or like just above break even if you have a new technical invalidation level there, then now you only have 2R or 2% exposure to the market, and then you could enter a 4th trade, and that way you can be in more trades but still have similar exposure. So yeah, moving around your stop loss, not just wherever you want to, because I think it needs to be a new technical invalidation level, but moving your stop loss to new invalidations that limit your risk can enable you to enter more trades. So okay, so let's talk about Rune. This was our plan from last week, and I must say that played out perfectly. We got the dip into here if you left limit orders, and then we got the retest of this SR level, and then we got the retest of this SR level. And today I tweeted, let's see, I said this is where you buy Rune. And it was basically the retest of this level. We talked about it on stream, but I know not it. Did this just move? Is this pumping? Oh my gosh. Let's go, baby. You love to see it. I changed the screen and all of a sudden we pumped 3% instantly. Did something just happen? Well, it's probably going to retrace the entire thing now, but I pulled it up on stream. One of you guys fat fingered this, didn't you? One of you in the chat just went and aped in on a bunch of Rune when you saw this. Just kidding. But if you set limits, perfect entry, retest here perfectly, retest here perfectly. I tweeted this one out in real time. I got some filled down here, but it was hard to catch very much. And then I entered a full position here, or now I have full exposure to this position, and we are sitting at right around 2R. So shout out to Rune. Shout out to anyone who has been paying attention to the streams, because you have to be printing money on Rune if you did. Maybe that's worth an update. You guys can watch me tweet. That's funny. Okay, cool. So now let's talk about some resistance, I guess. I mean, resistance doesn't really exist for Rune, but we can anyway. I want to keep an eye on Monday's high, because a sweep of that, for instance, like we were just talking about profit taking earlier, if we sweep this high, it is in my set of rules to at least close a portion of my trade if we sweep a high on the hourly chart. So a key high, I guess you could say. So I'm watching Monday's high to look for a sweep, because that would have me being a little cautious. And then we've got this other high right there. But other than that, like, it's just price discovery mode. So honestly, I might close like 25% or something when we get up here, if we have no sweep. So like if this consolidates healthy, flips that healthy, and like hits this level, I'll probably take some off. I'm sure we'll be able to talk about that on Thursday when we stream again, though. I don't expect everything to happen overnight. But you can see this general region has been really major resistance. So if this does end up really breaking out, I'm just going to look to hold this and trail my stop up. So as we continue to do these streams, I'll keep updating on Rune. We can try and trade this one live together, and I'll let you guys know how I am managing it. Causes pumping Rune on stream, SMH at SEC. Wasn't the timing of that hilarious? There we go. Give you guys a quick shout out. But yeah, so we'll continue to manage this, and hopefully we can walk through some of that together, and hopefully I can help you guys out with how I manage a trade. My final TP, I don't really have one set. Like if we did just catch a nice bottom here in any of these wicks, then if we break all-time high, I just want to trail my stop up and ride this for as long as I can, because Rune has been pretty incredible. So it pumped because of Rookie's tweet. Did Rookie just tweet? What a legend. Okay, moving on to Sushi. This one also played out beautifully. We even called the sweep. So we were here somewhere, and I was saying maybe we'll come into the mid-range and then get a retest of this daily level, I think it is. Yeah. So, I mean, high time frames, Sushi looked really, really, really good. So we had this really clean range, daily demand right there. Range high has not been tapped yet. We had a nice move into the range low, into that demand, taking out the range low, pumped from there. Little retrace here, and I think it was like on this daily candle when we were streaming last, and I was saying if you miss this, we might get a retest of that demand, and so far it's played out really nicely. So this is more of a higher time frame trade. I will look to compound here and then take profit there. Add a little text box. Look to compound above the mid-range. But overall, really nice trade if this continues. Ray funding, is it like really negative angle? I think I'm long Ray. Yeah, I am long Ray. So that's the other one we're about to talk about. Ray is negative funding. Let's go. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So yeah, Sushi played out really well. Like there isn't really much else for me to say right now. Either you caught this or you didn't. But I mean, even if you didn't leave limits, like once it started getting back out of this area, you could have entered. So Sushi looks good. Pretty happy with that. And that's pretty much all I can say about Sushi. Did any of you guys manage to catch it? Maybe. I know there's a delay, so I'm just going to move on. But so Ray, if you guys have been paying attention to the streams, you know I'm super bullish on Ray. It's been really clean price action. We got long around here, and it's just been chopping around. I actually ended up closing it. It was either around here or around here. I don't really remember. Just because it seemed like we were really losing the monthly open, so I was just going to kind of be patient and wait. But then today, took out this low, took out this low. So I entered along again on Ray. Same stop loss, 11.2 basically. Want to see it flip the monthly open, and then kind of just start trending from there. So Ray looks really bullish to me, and as you guys were just saying, we have negative funding on Ray. So Ray is looking good. You honestly, if the monthly open holds here, might get a retest of this and then up. So if we do, that'd be an opportunity to get in around 1250 or whatever it is. So something to keep an eye on if you are not in Ray yet. So Rune, Sushi, Ray, and Ethereum are my current longs. BNB. Shout out to BNB. We made some nice money on BNB. Plan played out nicely. Deviation from Monday's low. Got our retest here. Hit Monday's range high. 3R in the bag. And then big nuke. I wasn't paying close enough attention to BNB because I was looking at some other coins. But we took out these equal lows. We took out this low. The reclaim of Monday's low right here. That was the long opportunity. I didn't take it, but when it got above and then retested it right there, that was a nice long. And then like we would basically, I didn't take it, but we'd be milking Monday's range right now. Just same entry. You probably could get away with a stop right there, but I would probably play things a little looser. Didn't quite catch that one, but I'm not upset at all because BNB was a banger. I really hope you guys are making some money because we have been calling out some killer trades on the stream. Guys, let me know in the chat if you have made any money from kicking it with Kaz, because we're all kicking it together. We're just trying to make it. What do I actually like about Ray? I know radium is like really good for farming, like one of the simpler ways to farm, and also some of my friends who are smarter than me are really bullish on it, and they tell me to be bullish on it, so that's also part of it. Surround yourself with smart people. Ave, this one played out okay. Like we were looking for a move below these equal lows. We got it. We had the reclaim of the monthly open. I did trade Ave. You needed some strong hands with this one because it's just chopped around for a bit, but it did hit our first target right here, and it never flipped it. This scenario never played out to give us another long opportunity, which is okay. Ave wasn't super clean, like it worked out, but I was expecting a bit more. And then we came down into this 4-hour level and also took out all these lows. Now we're back above the monthly open. I think you could long Ave right here. I have enough exposure, but I would not be surprised by something like this to play out. I do think we get a rotation to DeFi coins at some point, and we already see that happening with YFI, so Ave could be next. However, we might be able to catch a tighter entry. Like, I'll definitely still be looking for a setup around this level because I think it's been a really key level. You can see we've been rejected from it twice very recently, so something like this is what we're looking for on Ave, either to compound if you're already long or to enter a position if you're not in it already. All right. 20K this month. Let's go. Can I screenshot my profits? I had that BNB trade. Let's go. Spot bags and longs. Caught the BNB trade. I've made some good money, but not enough. I made 2,500 from your Ray and Soul. Thank you, Master Cause. Awesome. Okay. Good to see. Good to see you guys making some money from the streams. Ray is starting to send. Hey, look at Rune, you guys. Oh my gosh. The stream is a party right now. This is lit. You gotta love it. Brendan, you've made zilch. I don't know what to tell you, man. Actually, that's okay. I'm sure you will soon. Can I show how I chart base? Yeah, here. Let me go to a random chart. Here's how I would put Monday's high on. Monday's range. I add session breaks right here. I know today is Tuesday, so this price action is Tuesday. I know this was Monday. I grab my Fibonacci tool, Fib retracement with the magnets on. I click on the highest point within Monday's session, connect it to the lowest point in Monday's session, and then I hide those, and now we have Monday's range on there. Simple as that. Avax. So, I was talking about how bullish I was on Avax and that I had been buying spot. Really nice retest here, and then we were looking for it to break the mid-range. We actually got rejected at the mid-range, really ugly daily SFP, so I closed all my leverage longs on that daily candle. Came down, tested this daily demand again, but for the time being, we are still just looking for a flip of this level. So flip that level, and I think it's a nice spot buy and chill for 50% gain. Flip the mid-range, and we spot buy and chill for a 50% gain. All right, guys, that's Avax. You guys really don't have to call me Master Cause. Not making money yet. I'm being responsible and watching and learning, ready to dive in now. That's the way to do it, bro. Good job. Nice. Good to have discipline. May I ask which exchange to trade with lowest fees on? I am working in London. I have accounts on Coinbase, Gemini, and Binance. I think that Bybit is the best exchange for trading Bitcoin and Ethereum. They have lightning fast order execution, and I have the least amount of slippage when I trade ETH and BTC on Bybit. You can sign up with them below, and for altcoins, various altcoins, like all these perps that Bybit does not offer, I trade those on FTX, and I can give you a 10% discount on fees for FTX if you're interested. So pretty much I trade everything on Bybit that I can because I think their order execution and liquidity is better than other exchanges, but there are certain alts that they don't have. So for those, I have to trade them elsewhere. Okay, so that's Avax. And if you want that link, Manish Patel, let me know and I can drop it in the chat or something. The Bybit one is in the description. Let's see. I don't really have a super clear read on XRP right now, so we're gonna leave that one out. CRV, I like this from a high time frame perspective, but I pretty much just want to swing long it when we get above this level. It was our high over here. We had a little fake out and held it as support, but then nuked through and then resistance here and here. So I'm just waiting on that. So flip that level, and I would like to be long. Okay. The chat's still kind of blowing up. me see. I want to learn more about supply and demand. Do you recommend a good learning source? Yeah, one of my friends has a really good beginner supply and demand blog. Well, it's a blog. It's called tradingriot.com, and he wrote an article on supply and demand. So I think this is a good place to start when it comes to supply and demand. Really good resource. All right, Manish, no problem, buddy. Let me find it really quick. And also keep it coming with the questions, guys. I got these last few charts to get through, and then we can try and do a little bit more Q&A. You should put exactly as predicted in your yeah. Sometimes I want to say stuff like that, but then I feel like it'll just look a little too douchey, so then I don't. ADA. So we had a nice plan for this, and there's that link for you, Manish Patel. We had this plan. I was looking for a sweep of this low right into this demand level with confluence from this SR. However, we barely front ran it, so didn't quite get the entry on ADA, on Cardano. Let's see how this range. So this is still our, I guess you could call it like the bull bear line, this 148. I don't want us to lose that 148 level if we are going to continue to be bullish. Put those on there quick. So I think a sweep of Monday's low would be a killer long opportunity, or flip this high, and that's just because this 182 level has held as resistance like 3 times, and if this does break out, like I would rather be on board. So break 182, 183, and I will look for the long trade. Can I share my fib settings? Yeah. So I have the 0, the 0.5, and the 1, and then I have extend lines on the right. That's pretty much it. Question: if you're long rune and you see a move like the one that's happening, do you ever close it on that big green candle and try and re-enter, or do you just leave it until it hits your target? I mean, sometimes you could take some profit. I think, like, I'm still pretty confident in rune overall. Like, if I was on edge about the trade as a whole, I would probably take some profit. However, if we, like I've said before, if we swept Monday's high on that, I definitely would have taken some profit on there. I mean, if this closes below here, I would take profit because that would be an hourly sweep. But just because I see a pump doesn't make me automatically take profit, if that answers the question. Haven't covered Link yet, but I still will. Cheers for the Trading Riot reference. No problem, man. He's one of my friends, and I think it's definitely respectable how much free content he's put out. So yeah, his supply and demand one is really solid. What do I think about EOS? I mean, it's pumped 40% today, so not much to say about it. Like, I wouldn't long it here after it's pumped that much already. Have you added any spot? Not recently, I don't think. Actually, I did buy some spot Ray from around the 12s when we originally broke this, but I'm kind of just, that's a more high time frame play because I mean, I just see we've broken above this resistance, and also, oh my gosh, this daily candle looks beautiful. And so I just think Ray is going to trend. So I did get some spot there, but haven't bought a lot of new spot across the board recently. Your lemon eating bets kept me long on the BTC breakout earlier in the year. Thanks, no problem, man. Yeah, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have called. No worries at all, Eric. I don't remember. Oh, you said, wait, let me see what you. Thanks for having me. I'm dying for some help. No problem. That's what my goal here is, to just help you guys for free, help you make some money. I lost $7K to the Elon Musk scam. Any way to get that back? If $7K was like more than you were planning to risk, then I would say check out my risk management video. If one of the mods could send the link to the risk management video, that'd be great. But I think understanding risk management and using good risk management is one of the biggest keys to success in trading. So LTC about to flip most likely. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Like I said though, with these three and ETH exposure, I'm not really rushing into anything else, but if something really good shows up, we'll take a look. Sol, this one has been a real bugger. I would buy spot Sol if it comes down to 37. Speaking of spot, I think it would literally be similar to this trade. And it's a bummer because it did take out the range low, but it just didn't dip to the level that I wanted it to, so I didn't buy. But it might come back, retest the range low, or if we flip the mid-range or flip the range high, I'll be looking for longs on Sol. I am very bullish on Sol as well. And this one I'm actually bullish on because I used it. I had a Sol wallet, and to send something, I literally paid like 2 cents. Literally like 2 cents in fees. I think it was sending my Cope airdrop or something like that. I paid 2 cents in fees, but right now with Ethereum, I'm paying like $300 or $200 in gas if I want to send anything on Ethereum. So definitely being a little careful, definitely bullish on Sol as a project, and that's one of my main spot holdings. So just wanted to check on this because we had the hourly closed above here, so we're good to go. Didn't take out Monday's high yet, so we're good to go. This trade continues to be active and keep running. Honestly, if we come up here and sweep Monday's high like right before the daily close, I'll definitely just take profit on this and look to add back if we do something like that. But we'll see. I'll keep an eye on it for as long as we're streaming, and then we'll go from there. And Ray just closed above the monthly open, so that is looking good there. Do I use Phantom or Solit? I use Solit, but also I don't know I don't know the pros or cons of either. I think my friend just told me to use Solit, and so I made that one. I think that's why I have that one. So I don't know much about the Phantom one. Anyway, really good looking chart overall, and you guys know what these ranges leads to expansion like this. So I definitely want to be on board. You can see how nice of a retest of the range high this gave. So I'd be looking for something similar. And then we're going to ride Sol for the next leg. Adam's being a little bugger because it really looked like we were breaking out right here. And then we didn't close the prettiest candle. Then we just kept chopping around. But you can see resistance here, held the support, nuke through, but now we're about to get above. Honestly, if we close a daily, which is like in an hour, I don't think it's a stupid idea to take this trade if we close above the dotted line. I think it's only a matter of time before Adam really explodes And so if you get on board, I think it could be really, really lucrative. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm looking to long Atom. Let me pull up some levels. Right at Monday's mid-range too. We got our 50% fib for those that were wondering. Weekly opens there, daily opens there. All right. I'm just going to keep an eye on where this daily candle closes. Sure, it could be a bearish retest and we get rejected here and come down, but you know, we're risking 1R, and the upside of this is that Atom finally breaks out of a 3-month consolidation, and in that case, I'm expecting it to go to like 50. So I know that sounds absurd, but literally when you consolidate for this long, last time Atom did this, it was right here. And look how far, once it actually broke out, ran for like 300%. So I'm not saying that exact same thing's going to happen, but you know, you get the idea. There's a stupid amount of upside with Atom here, and so a nice daily close, and I'll probably start building a position, and then flip of this here, and we can add. So let me just write this up. Daily close above the man, it doesn't automatically. Okay. Those are the plans, fam. Ave's pumping now. Everything we talk about on stream is just going stupid. This definitely seems like it'll be solid. I think we can get a tighter entry here with less than a 7.7% stop loss. And tighter entry means bigger position size. So I'll be paying a lot of attention around 485. It's Avax. Keep an eye on this, but that's an even higher time frame one. Atom, we're waiting a little. Nothing on those for me right now. If Doge breaks back under this 45 level, then I'm shorting it to 20 cents. So, just an FYI. All right, guys, you really don't need to say Master Cause. Guys, how to access Sol? I'm not sure how. Do you mean like how to buy Sol? I trade Sol on FTX because that's the only place I can, I think. I mean, Binance probably has it. I don't really know. I don't pay attention to Binance. But yeah, the website for a wallet is solet.io. Adam has been effing around so hard, my goodness. Yeah, seriously. My ex's brother is the pseudo CEO for Adam, so I'm bullish because he's Gigabrain. There we go. Why is she your ex if you were about to marry into that smart of a family? Which coins would I suggest and what proportion to hold? I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are good, safe ones to hold. I'm also very bullish on, I think BNB still has more upside. I think Sol has a ton of upside. I'm very bullish on FTT. And I don't think it's a bad idea to get some. I think DOT is also a really great project. We haven't talked about this in a while. Oh yeah, it's because it's just been consolidating forever. Yeah, those are some good ones. SXP, I think a couple people asked about that. And this is similar to CRV for me. kind of just waiting to see if it can flip a resistance before getting in. I mean, we did have a lot of lows right here, and so we did kind of just sweep those, and now we're back above them. So like if you wanted, you could probably long from here up to there, something like that. But then above here is the swing long. She broke up with me. Dang it. Dang it. I'm pissed. All right, guys. I would say this was a pretty good stream today. We're printing money. Feels like it's illegal. XLM. I have no idea. Looks kind of funny. Ugh. Nice V reversal there. Fat Monday's range, yep. I guess this is kind of the area to keep an eye on. Oops. Just want my normal range. That's a pretty nice range. Tested the range high. So, I mean, I think it should bounce from here. If it's really bullish, it'll bounce from here. If not, you could look for a long around the mid-range right there. But that's all I see there. I kind of want Rune to just get one last pump in so we can take some profit off the board. All right. Zill. I don't think I've ever traded that in my entire life, but I'll look at the chart. Oops. Let's do a different one. There we go. Looks pretty bullish. That's for sure. Well, there's your long, there's your target, there's your stop. Actually, you could probably get away with it right there. That is what I see on Zill. It's mostly just been ranging with a couple trends in between, but that doesn't mean you can't play the range. So that's what I would try to do. Sushi or Rune, like to enter right now. I probably wouldn't enter Rune right now after it just went vertical for the last 5 hours. Sushi's still relatively close to the entry. BTT. Is this BitConnect? You guys remember last week when we looked at a stable coin? That was pretty funny. I don't really see too much to do with this, like trend, range. Oh, we had this big trend and now it's just ranging. So it's been doing that for a while. It did just take out this low, so that's good. But I'm trying to see what the important level looks like. There it is. I would say this is the level you want to see it break for it to be bullish. Looks really clear on the daily picture. It was the support right here, resistance right there, so that's the long plan. you guys long a lot of funny coins. Not funny coins, but it's just a lot of coins I don't even know. I've never even heard of ICP, and it's on Coinbase. So maybe I'm the idiot. Where should I look at this? Is this another stable coin? Is this like some weird... Man, I have no idea what this is, or Huobi. Never even traded on Huobi. What's Ape Soul? When we start getting some chart requests like that, we know it's close to time to call it a day. When you guys start requesting Ape Soul, Insane Clown Posse coin, hitting bigger exchanges this week. Yeah, it's hard for me to keep up with all this stuff. Oh, let's look at Link, because that's one I should have looked at, and then we're going to call it a day. So Link had a scam wick right into some really nice support. We had the 3-day SR and then right into daily demand. So that was a pretty nice opportunity, excuse me. But for now, we're in this pretty clear range, I would say. Right around the mid-range right now. Actually, right here is fine. Not too picky. I think once Link... Man, that was a crazy wick. That was a crazy wick. I mean, I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but a flip of that and those are the long opportunities, really. Unless you caught something from further down. This is an SR we had marked for a couple weeks now. I didn't leave any limits, but man, that would have been a nice trade. Stop right there. It is what it is. Live to fight another day. But yeah, that's what I see on Link. All right, guys. I think that's going to be it for me today. A very solid, almost hour and 15 minutes. We had a nice rune pump. Sushi's looking good. Ray's looking good. Ethereum's looking solid. And we made good money on BNB. So I think I'm going to call it there. Once again, if you guys enjoyed the stream and want to support me, you can use that Bybit code in the description. They are the sponsors for this video. And the more of you that use that link, the better the chances that they decide to keep sponsoring me. So, hope you all have a great rest of your day. We will be streaming again in 2 days on Thursday, probably the same time. Maybe I can stream a little earlier so more people can be here. But really appreciate all the people that tuned in. We had like 180 maybe for a little bit. So, yeah, if you guys could like the video, that's also very helpful because helps with the YouTube algo. So, that's gonna be it for me. We'll talk to each other soon, and feel free to hit me up on Twitter or whatever if you guys have questions or feedback about the stream or anything like that. But once again, thank you guys so much for your support and for tuning in to these streams on a regular basis. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.